In case you are not too sure where is Brisbane located, we are actually located in Queensland state. So Queensland is a state itself, Brisbane is a city. So this particular page itself is actually Brisbane CBD. That's where our university located. Can you see QUT over here? So this is one of our campus that located in the city center. We try to sell you Brisbane as your home. When you say Brisbane as your home is because in terms of weather, we are from Malaysia, so the suns mostly come out all the time. So Brisbane also about the same as well, quite tropical country. So the university is located in the city center. Just to share with you, the university doesn't have on-campus accommodations. So when you are looking for accommodations, when you're studying with us at QUT, basically you can look for third-party accommodations provided that are located around the city. So we do actually work very closely with some of the providers. And of course, when you apply to us and you submit your application, agent will be able to assist you on all these accommodations methods. So if you wonder, when you talk about, Tracy keep on talking about the university is located in the city, where exactly the city locations? So the one that you see in the video just now, the Gardens Point campus is actually at the city center, as you can see from this particular picture. So this is the main campus, we call Gardens Point campus, and we have another campus called Kelvin Grove campus, which is 4.5 kilometers away from the city. The university does provide shuttle buses that traveling between both campuses free of charge. So for Gardens Point campus, if you are studying a business program, engineering program, health sciences program, IT program, basically your classes are mainly conducted in Gardens Point campus. And if you are looking into creative industry studies program, educations, your courses are mainly conducted in our Kelvin Grove campus. So we do have student accommodations close to both campus. So when you wanted to decide which campus you're going to study, so basically you can actually find it from our university website, especially the course that you are looking for. We actually emphasize these particular courses, what kind of campus that you're going to, which campus you're going to study, and it will be easier for you to look around for accommodations. And of course, this is just some of the university facilities that actually can be found in both Gardens Point and Kelvin Grove campus. And in QUT, we talk about a lot of real-world preparations. So some of the courses and units, right, is actually embedded with work integrated learning. Work integrated learning is like we link you with industry people. At the same time, all these industry people also sometimes need a lot of resources from us, especially the young blood perspective and all that. So we try to actually embed it into the courses where some of your assignments or your projects are actually real world projects that you are work with the industry partners that we have. At the same time, at QUT, we also strongly encourage students to do internship placement opportunity. So as an international student, a lot of time you doesn't have any connections in Australia. So you must be wondering, how can I find all this opportunity? How can I look for companies that are seeking for intern placement? So basically, we do have faculty student support team as well as our campus career center that you can actually reach out to look for further information and assistance when it comes to reviewing your CVs, resume, or sometimes we do conduct on a workshop to on interview skills and all sort of stuff where you can actually just need to approach them and get assistance from them. We know international students sometimes miss home so much, so the university does have a lot of plenty of clubs and society sports clubs for you to join if you're someone very active. So just welcome to join our clubs and society, and most of them will be actually having their own booth, welcoming international students during orientation twice in a year. So you can just feel free to reach out to them. We do have very impressive sport facility within the campus as well. And sometimes we also partner with our state's government on all these facilities when you need all the whole clubs, the whole sport club needs to actually use up the facility. So just to focusing on few key courses that are available in QUT, we offer architecture, built environment courses, business study, creative studies, education, engineering, health, IT, law, justice, sciences, and mathematics studies. Of course, for those students who need pathway, we also offer pathway program as well. I understand probably some of you are actually from UEC background. Usually students who are looking into business program, just to let you know, we have 12 major for you to choose under our business school. So something to highlight here, QUT Business School is actually the first business school in Australia that get these Triple Crown accreditations. So there's actually 3 professional bodies. they're actually accredited with our qualities of our educations. And we are the first in Australia, and actually there's only 3 universities in Australia that get this triple crown accreditations. So we are very, very proud to be the first one, and we also very, very proud to actually maintain our status until now as well. So yeah, out of these 12 major, we also have 2 new specializations that are available starting from next year: behavioral economics as well as entrepreneurship and innovations. So these 2 majors are pretty new, and also we understand a lot of kids nowadays, youngsters nowadays are looking forward to all these like psychology plus business aspect kind of a program. And just to bring a bit of behavioral economics, right, it's actually part of the economics elements. And QUT is the first university in Australia that offer this particular small component called behavioral economics at the undergraduate level. So we already allow you to specialize in this area of study in your undergraduate level before, instead of you further up your study at master's level. And for creative industry, we actually have 4 key majors program. Bachelor of Creative Industry is one of them, then followed by Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Communications, and Bachelor of Design Studies. So under Bachelor of Creative Industry, we actually have specialization for you to choose on. And what is the main differences between Bachelor of Creative Industry and Bachelor of Fine Arts? Basically, creative industry gives you a bit more flexible opportunity, allow you to be more comprehensive, studying different areas of study under creative industry. While for those students who are really keen to do a specific specialization, for example, you are really looking forward to do a acting major. So Bachelor of Fine Arts allows you to actually deep dive into your passions of your studies. So it allows you to be expertise and specialized into the areas of studies if you are looking to Bachelor of Fine Arts. Where communication itself is actually more into the communication courses, and we actually have 5 specializations for you to choose on. And creative industry, fine arts, communication is sort of like fall into the same faculty. And overall, this kind of area of studies in QUT, basically we are highly ranked in Australia. We are ranked number 1 in Australia or Oceania. And of course, in world ranking, we are ranked number 15 for this particular area of studies. For engineering itself, at this moment, we actually have about 8 specializations. So just to highlight, our engineering program, you will require to go through a 60 days of placement opportunity before you actually become a licensed engineer in Australia. So we are equipped, embedded with this minimum requirement by the professional board for you to actually practice later on. So these are the areas of study, and we're highly focusing on the skills that you really require to become a professional engineer later on. For our health sciences program, we are a bit unique here. When I say unique is, probably you've heard about some of the Australian universities, they have a quota for certain health sciences program. In QUT, we doesn't really have all these quota. So basically, as long as you meet our program entry requirement, basically you get an offer, congratulations, that particular seat is reserved for you. So you just need to make sure you accept the offer and you can actually study with us. And all of these professional health sciences programs are professionally recognized in Australia. And of course, for example, if you are looking into alternative program, it's actually recognized in Malaysia. If you're looking into like nutrition and dietetics, it's also recognized in Malaysia or Singapore as well. For pharmacies program, unfortunately, we are not in Malaysia or Singapore Pharmacy Board. So just to take note on it, but we are actually registered under the Australia Pharmacy Board. And the other 2 unique one are medical imaging, medical laboratory science are also something that some of the students are looking forward to inquiries, and it's a 3 to 4 years program depending on which one you are selecting. For Bachelor of Education, we have 3 main focus: early childhood, primary, and secondary. Students coming from year 12 background, UEC background, just to take note, you will need to take IELTS for education's program. And reason is because in your year 1, we already start to place you in our partners, the school settings. So you need to have a higher level of English communication skill before you really be placing out to do a placement opportunity. So for IT itself, at this moment, QUT have 2 specializations: computer science and information system. And students also have the options to do a double major, but focusing on data science. So data science is something that actually catch a lot of people interest nowadays. But if you specialization in IT plus data science, your data science component not as much as just purely doing a Bachelor of Data Science. We does have another specialization called Bachelor of Data Science. Just to let you know, under IT segment, not only become a programmer, not only becoming studying IS itself, we also have game and interactive design studies for you. So focusing purely on animations, game design, or software technology. I think some of you probably heard about one of the game apps called Fruit Ninja. Fruit Ninja, the developer is actually QUT alumni. So basically, Fruit Ninja is actually designed by our QUT alumni. So we are very, of course, that's not only one of the computer apps that we actually are able to publish and actually get a lot of people's response. There are a few other applications as well, but I think Fruit Ninja is one of the very, very successful ones where we can probably shout out loud, and most of you have been playing this particular game before. Okay, for students who are looking into this architecture program, you wanted to become architects and all that, we do offer this kind of program as well. We offer a bachelor level and master's level. Just to let you know, our Master of Architecture program, even though completed at Australia, you are allowed to actually stay there in Australia, but you come back to Malaysia, you need to register with the board and probably need to submit additional supporting document to be registered with the Baga Architect Malaysia. So technically, they are not automatically recognize you if you completed a master's with us. So something to take note on here. Yeah. So just now we did talk about Bachelor of Data Science. So just to let you know, Bachelor of Data Science actually fall under our School of Mathematics Studies. And of course, we do offer normal sciences program as well. Our biomedical science is actually fall under Bachelor of Health. For Bachelor of Health Biomedical Science, just to let you know, our Bachelor of Biomedical Science, we are a bit different compared to some other university. We actually have 5 major for you to choose to specialize in, and then you will be doing 1 major and also 1 of the minor out of these 5 specializations. So basically, you are able to actually have wider skills, and there's a lot of lab work involved during your study period. So you are really, really well prepared before you really go out from the industry. The Bachelor of Law, Bachelor of Justice, in case you wanted to be practice lawyers in Australia, we does offer this kind of opportunity for you as well. And for students, if you're coming from year 12 UEC background and unfortunately you cannot meet our direct requirement, we do offer a year 1 equivalency program we call Diploma Pathway for you. Just to let you know, when you study Diploma Pathway, it's not saying that you are very weak or whatsoever, but Diploma Pathway giving a lot more support to students, and our class size is much more smaller to assist you and make sure you're able to succeed later on at the university level. So for diploma, the duration is 1 year. Most of the diploma, when you complete with us, when you move on to university, you just study year 2 and year 3. So technically, the whole duration is the same thing, okay? And diploma entry requirement will be slightly lower compared to direct entry to university. So you still don't really waste too much of your time, just to let you know. So at this moment, we have a few specialization for you to move on. If you are actually cannot meet a direct entry, we have business, creative industry, engineering, health sciences, IT. And what if the bachelor programs that you're interested, but we doesn't really have a diploma pathway for you to progress? We do have an express foundations program, just 1 semester foundation for you to study before you move on into bachelor program, which doesn't have a partnership or linkage with articulation with our diploma program. So most of you are UEC students. Unfortunately, if you doesn't have SPM or 1119 English, so you will need to study IELTS, sit for IELTS examinations. So in case if your IELTS doesn't meet our requirement, we also run English program to prepare you before you move on to university or diploma level. So we have a few different types of English programs that offer to students. So depending on your personal records, as well as your results from IELTS or other English proficiency tests, then we will determine how many weeks you need to study with us to enhance your English before you move on to our university or college program. So just to let you know, for undergraduate program, bachelor program, most of the program require a minimum of 4.4 out of these UEC points. So we are looking at best 5 subjects, excluding Chinese, Malay, and PE. PE, I think in your transcript should be the physical educations, or something like that. Okay, so not go more than 4.4 score. If you doesn't really have SPM O level, then you will need to sit for IELTS with a minimum of 6.5 out of 6. But again, it's really depending on what kind of program. Like I mentioned earlier on, education will be required a bit higher IELTS score compared to the rest of the bachelor program. So when the result released, very unfortunate that you cannot meet the direct requirement. Like I said, it's not end of the world. We just offer a pathway program, like diploma program for students focusing on different areas of studies. So diploma program, we are looking into your best 4 subjects. So just now it's best 5. So probably some of the students, they might feel one or 2 subjects. Not to worry, we'll calculate your best 4 subjects, but we still exclude your Chinese, Malay, and PE. And eventually, you still need to provide your English to enter into our pathway program itself. We do offer scholarship for students. Just to let you know, at the university level, if you enter directly, you will have the chance to get a 25% scholarship for the first 2 semesters at QUT. So it's all depending on what kind of qualification you are coming from. So UEC, we do recognize, we will give you scholarships. If you're coming from A levels, also the same thing. If you cannot meet the requirement for direct entry, you need to start from a diploma pathway or foundations pathway. For 1 semester foundation, unfortunately, we don't give any scholarship. Only the full standard foundation we offer scholarship. But for the diploma program, we does offer QUT merit scholarship for students as well. So if you wonder how to apply, first thing first, you need to know what kind of degree program you are interested in QUT. Okay, then you need to check on the entry requirement, whether you fulfill the entry requirement or not. Prepare all the supporting document. I believe your agency will tell you what are the documents you need to prepare on behalf before you actually submit. Then your agent will help you to put in applications through online to our QUT portal. And then we will be able to offer you the offer letter, and your agent will be guide you how to accept the offer and help you to actually prepare the visa at the later stage. So it's pretty straightforward. So regarding to the English requirement, is IGCSE first language level English able to be used as substitute for IELTS? Okay, or do I need to take, okay. English requirement, if you already have IGCSE plus maybe a year 12 qualifications, basically IGCSE English second language or first language will be recognized, and most of the time we require minimum a C grade to get into a degree level. If you're looking into foundations level, usually we are a bit lower, we usually D grade, so it's sufficient enough. For this CEFR, right, I know it's changed since this year, which means last year batch of SPM students. Unfortunately, our QUT at this moment, we haven't really confirmed whether we will take in or not. So students who doesn't have any 1119, at this moment when they apply into QUT, they would require IELTS English examinations grades to submit to us before we actually can take them in, okay? Asking about average cost of living in Brisbane. Zishan, just to give you a bit of overview, this particular amount, I actually based on the rental, which published by our QUT partners, and give a benchmark on it. I would say approximately about 24,000 in a year. Why 24,000? First thing first, the rental in Australia is held bi-weekly. So accommodations provided around our both campus, Gardens Point or Kelvin Grove, usually charge a single room approximately about $385 to $435 per week. So depending on what kind of room you stay, I would just say about $400, you take a $400 per week. Then you need to eat, right? If you know how to cook, then of course you can save up a lot. But if you don't know how to cook, you eat out every day, probably $100 for 1 week is not sufficient enough for you. So I would just budget about $500 per week, including on your rental. Plus on and off, you cook yourself. Sometimes you do a bit of entertainment. So 1 month approximately about 2,000, and 1 year, assuming you are not coming back to Malaysia during your holidays whatsoever, then you'll be about 24,000. But again, it's all depending on individual lifestyle. Okay, so 24,000 is the benchmark, I would say, to inform the student. Due to the location of our university as well as the partners that we are recommended in our website, but you can go for a cheaper accommodations, but probably you'll be a bit further away from city, but you need to travel every day, okay, to the city. Okay, will UEC students will be able to apply February 2023 intakes before getting the actual result? Ziqing, just to let you know, I think UEC result usually released around January. it shouldn't be a problem for you to actually apply now, get a conditional offer. Once your result released, you just need to submit to your agent. Agent will help you to submit to our university. Will be able to give you a full offer. So with full offer, then you can accept the offer and proceed with the visas and all that. Our intake for next year, February, will start around end of February, around 20th of February for orientations. Orientation will be a week, then the following week will be officially first week of our classes. Okay, if we apply with UEC cert, we still need to take IELTS exam. Yes, the UEC English will be considered as part of the entry, subject entry. But UEC English is not the English requirement that will be recognized, unfortunately. So English requirement, you need to have a separate recognized English level, like IELTS person, TOEFL, 1119 English. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Zixuan asks, do QUT offer any 2+1 or 1+1 program collaborating with local university? The answer is yes, we do. It depends on what kind of program you are looking for. For business program, we do offer with some of the providers, private providers. I can just name you a few private providers that we work very closely with in Malaysia. Taylor's University, Sunway University, INTI University, Help University, APU University. Of course, these are the 5 common, the popular ones students are coming from. If you say, can I go to, for example, UCSI, and then I transfer to QUT? The answer is yes, but because we don't have a direct articulation or partnership with, so when you apply to UCS, when you apply after you finish 1 year at UCSI, then it will take a bit longer time to assess the qualifications. And you also need to get UCSI to give you course outline when you apply to us. So 2+1 is mainly on business study with Taylor's. The rest of the university mainly 1+2. Okay, we will strongly encourage you to finish at least 1 year in university at Malaysia, study 2 years at QUT. Because most of our 4 courses are actually runs at year 2, and year 2 courses are usually more practical compared to year 1, which is more introductory level. Okay, is it possible to become a lawyer in Australia after studying in QUT? Is there 4-year courses for law? Okay, Huawei, yes. It's possible for you to register as a lawyer in Australia after you graduate with QUT, but you just to take note, right? You will need to study 4-year course LLB program at QUT. After these 4 years, you will need to study another half year of GDLP, Graduate Diploma Legal Practice, with us. And then eventually it will lead you to, allows you to register with Queensland government, okay, Queensland state, and practice at Queensland state. If your best friend from another state, for example, they are in Victoria state, when you wanted to practice in Victoria, you need to fulfill Victoria State Board of Requirement. So there will be a bit complicated here, but I would assume if you study law program at QUT, you wanted to stay back in Queensland itself, okay?